Okay, so meet our new male. This is, I don't know if Kelly named him or not. I don't know that she names her spiders. So I'm just going to call him Six, just because I'm a Nikki Sixx fan. I mean, I like Motley Crue. I grew up in the 80s, so, you know, Motley Crue was a band I listened to a lot. I saw them a couple times. Was never a Vince Neil fan. I liked Mick Mars. I wasn't really a big Tommy Lee fan either, but I really liked Nikki Sixx. And I like the way that he's changed his lifestyle to being resuscitated twice from ODing to now, you know, very popular DJ with a radio show. I enjoy listening to it when I get an opportunity to. When it pops on the radio, I like listening to him talk with his co-host. I don't remember what her name is, but it's interesting. And again, I always liked him. I liked a lot of the bass players in the band, especially the ones that were the front ones, like Steve Harris from Iron Maiden, Geddy Lee. You know, the guys that wrote most of the music, most of the songs. I have a little bit more admiration for those guys. I was always, of course, you know, lead guitar. Listening, the guitar in heavy metal for me was what drew me to it. But you know, I do have an admiration for those guys that play that bass and write most of the music and don't really get the notoriety really that I think they deserve, because they're not the ones up there singing that the girls are all going gaga over. But anyway, so yeah, we have him, and of course we have my female Aspen. So we'll be looking forward to a breeding project with these guys next year. This is a breeding loan. Kelly sent him to me on her own. I'm going to try my best to breed him and be successful, and then send her hopefully 400 babies back. They do have roughly anywhere from probably 400 to 800 babies, I would imagine, in that area. You know, probably closer to the higher end than the lower end. They're pretty hardy species, so you know the babies aren't too bad to get through. They are still small when they're first instars, but I think I'm going to be okay. I think I have an idea of what I want to do with them, because there's other stuff I want to breed, and that's the point of this video, is what I have upcoming. Now, I'm not going to bring everybody out, because most of them are in pre-molt, believe it or not. The Avicularia Morph Type 6, my Avicularia Metallica, or Avicularia Metallica, quote unquote, ND, Nonum Dubium, molted today. He's a male. Yay. Not sure if he's mature yet. Can't see in there. He actually molted below, but he came out below his molt. His molt was up top, so I did be able to create a little hole and pull that out. We pinned it. There's nothing in it. It's absolutely nice and smooth, which is good news. The molt's 4 3/4 inch. So I'm going to say that if he gained an inch, he's already at 5 3/4. So I'm going to say he's probably mature. That's my guess, but he may not be. He may be at that 5 1/2 inch mark, or 5 1/4, depending on how much he grew. And he still may need another molt, but we'll find out. I think my female's ready, but she could probably wait another molt before we pair her. My Davus Penaloris, male and female, different egg sacs. They're roughly about the same size. I think the female's just a tad bit bigger than the male, but not much. I expect him to mature in this next molt. And he's getting big. His abdomen's getting big. So I would say he's probably going to push 3 inches with this molt. So I can almost guarantee you that he's going to be mature. And she's probably going to be at that 3 to 3 1/2, 3 3/4 mark when she molts. They get roughly around 4, so she should be ready. He should be ready next year. I'm excited about that one. I'm really excited about doing that one. They don't have a ton of babies, and they're easy to keep. Babies are easy to keep, so, and they're easy to sell. So I'm looking forward to that one a lot. So there's 3, and then my Fauna Palma Hensei, of course, as soon as he matures and builds a sperm web, I'm hoping she's in the 1 to 2 year now molt cycle, but who knows, because she molted twice last year and this year, beginning of the year and halfway through it. She kind of caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest with you. So yeah, so we have those. My Euatha species red. I think we possibly may have a male for her. Waiting for him to finish his duties where he's at, and then we'll see. The Seriocosmus ori slash Berthae can be mature or can be mated if I could find a male again. She's gone through 2 males. One was successful, but she didn't wrap the eggs and then end up eating them. The second one, I couldn't get her to be interested in him, and he just didn't live. He was tiny. Oh, that poor little guy, he was so tiny. I think you guys saw that video. It's on my channel somewhere. Those 2 can be bred. Also, my Grammostola species mall, my Grammostola species north can be bred if somebody pops up with a male that wants to do a breeding loan. Or if somebody pops up with, hey, I got a male Grammostola species mall for $30, mature, penultimate, anybody want, I probably would take that. I would breed the malls before I breed the Norse. Although they're both striking, and I like the Norse because they're brown. They got that gold in them, and of course the malls got that orangish in them. So I really do like it. They're a tad bit different coloring than the Rosea. The Rosea a little bit more red. The malls are a little bit more orange. So those ones, Salmopace pulcher, hopefully next year I will be ready. I think I could breed my Poecilotheria subfusca female after the next molt without any problem. She probably could breed now, but I just felt she was a tad bit too small. So we have a handful of stuff to breed next year, and I also could do the OBTs if I got crazy enough. I don't know that I do. I mean, I love them. I like the coloring. I like their attitude. I'm just not quite sure that I want to get stuck with a bunch of baby OBTs. And part of my philosophy on breeding is that if I'm going to breed something, I want to know that I have places for them to go. When you do a breeding project, it's not that bad because 50% of them are going to go away right off the bat. And I have already set up some contacts for, people know what I'm going to be breeding, and I have people that are willing to buy them from me wholesale. And then I'll do some giveaways next year, depending on how the channel goes and what we do. I'd like to be around the 500 subscriber mark before I get to that point. We're at like 350 something now, and I'm gaining a couple here and there, and then I won't see any new ones for a while, and then boom, I'll see like 5 or 10 in 3 or 4 days, and I don't promote the channel on any of the Facebook groups. A couple of them you're not allowed. So I don't even bother doing it. If somebody asks and they recognize my icon, they're like, oh, I watch your videos, or I'll have to subscribe or whatever. So I've got some people that way, and again, I've met some really, really good people from the channel into the groups that I talk to regularly. I talk to people probably 5 to 10 different people a day, sending me questions, or just chatting, wanting to know stuff about my spiders, or, how to set up this enclosure, or, what would you do with this? I just talked to a guy today, or a keeper today. He just got his first Balfouri, and he wanted to know if his enclosure setup was okay and what to expect, and and it was just simple questions, and it was, make sure that you understand that, Monocentropus balfouri, they tend to do better with prey that you think is too small for them to eat, rather than prey that's what you think is, for them. So, instead of feeding them a 1/2 inch cricket, feed them a 1/4 inch cricket, and I bet you're more successful feeding them than you are going to be feeding them 1/2 inch crickets, or, smashing their heads and killing them and leaving them there for them to scavenge. So, simple questions, but I enjoy the questions. I enjoy the interaction with people. I don't always get back to people right away because, sometimes during the day when I'm working, and sometimes it's at night when we're doing whatever it is we're doing. And I'm, a little bit more active now in this time of season because we're not running back and forth to Bradford to watch baseball or softball here or track or cross country. Everything's kind of in a standstill right now. So, so that's what's coming up. We'll also be able to breed the 2 praying mantises. next year, the giant Asian manises, the Hiradipula. I can't remember it for the love of me. You guys seen it because I put the praying mantis video either before this. Oh no, I'm not going to. That's right. This is all about breeding. Shut up, David. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. So this is all. It's about breeding projects. A little bit of updates on some stuff. You know, a bunch of pre-molt spiders. Bunch of them. Had 4 molts in 3 days. And I honestly can't tell you what they were. Brachypelma auratum molted. Of course, the Avicularia metallica, Formictopus cancerides number 1. And for love of Pete, the Pamphobedius pedersii, the one that's female. She didn't really gain too much size. She gained a little bit of size, not a ton of size. She's very spindly. I'm going to check on her today, see how she's doing. Hopefully that's still she. I've had one person that we looked at the molt thinking it's a boy, and so what I'm doing is I'm actually sending the molt back to Tanya. Tanya's going to put it under the microscope and see if we can get a better look. Because she does have a female down there still, so we're still kind of hoping that the wrong one didn't get sent here, or they didn't get mixed up in the labeling in the containers, and then when I put them in the enclosures, I put the female in the male, marked male, and then the male marked female. I mean, that's a good possibility too. So we need to probably feed the other one, the one that didn't molt, and see if we can get that one pushed into a molt, and then go from there. If the molts look the same, then we're going to know. If they look different, then of course we're going to know. One's a male, one's a female. It's the pictures that she sent me before she sent those 2 to me. This molt matches up with the one that she said was female. The structure of everything. It's very, very small because she's still very, very small. So, yeah. So, again, thanks for the support. Thanks for the questions. I know you guys asked a bunch of questions, and I'll get to them. I think there's like 10 or 15 questions I need to answer. I didn't forget about you guys. I try to do my best to answer the questions. I'll try to do that after I upload this video, hopefully. I'm going to cut this off in about 1.5 minutes, but yeah. So and look forward to the video on the groups. It's coming. Before the weekend's up, it'll be up on YouTube. I want to talk to just 2 people real quick that are owners of the groups, just to I'm just not quite sure how they're going to feel about it, so I want to make sure that they're okay with what I'm doing. But yeah, that's what's going on. That's really all that's going on. Everyone else is doing good. I just got a bunch of little tiny crickets. I'm going to go ahead and feed my little things again. I'm not going to film them. It's just too hard to film those little guys, and I need to feed a few juveniles. I don't know that I'll do any feeding videos or anything with feeding other than the Monocentropas balfouri communal. Right after I get done doing this one, I'm going to do that. We're going to go ahead and try feeding them, see if we can get a couple of those guys to come out and eat. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but we'll try. And that's probably about it. Again, I appreciate everybody's support. And, I think next year is going to be a good year for the channel. You'll see progression throughout the year with whether it's equipment or what we're filming. And we'll do a little bit more. Of course, we'll have some breeding videos to do, and hopefully some successes and some giveaways next year. So I hope it wasn't too boring watching him for 14.5 minutes and listening to me talk. I was going to break this video up in a different way, but I didn't. So again, we will see everybody soon, and thanks again for watching.